Today I will have a look at internet's biggest billboard for stupidity. And I think you guessed the correct answer to what that is. It's of course TikTok.
A lot of Christians think that flat earth takes away from the message of the gospel. I disagree. Here's why. Flat earth, or biblical earth, is a direct pipeline to finding God. Waking people up to biblical earth is the easiest way to get atheists and agnostics to open that Bible.
Many atheists have read the Bible. Me, for instance, I have had read it several times.
And when they start reading and they see that the truths that exist within flat earth go hand in hand with the Bible, that is how you get them to look for the gospel. Of course, it's great to share the Bible, but most people that are not religious in any sense are likely going to hear it as just mumbo jumbo, and I'm a former atheist, so I can attest to this. A lot of atheists are that way.
Oh dear. To be an atheist, it means that you don't believe in a god or gods or something like that. Yes, so we don't believe in, for instance, that God created all in 7 days and so on.
Because the truth in our surroundings has been covered up to hide God. When you lift that veil for people, that is what gets them to be able to hear the message of the gospel. I think of it like going through the drive-thru for a coffee. If the gospel is the coffee or the reason that you left your house, biblical earth teachings are the car that drives you to get the coffee.
Then biblical flat earth teaching looks like this. A bunch of scrap cars that don't work.
Flat/biblical earth brings so many people to God. I know so many people have this story and they would have never come to God if they didn't try to disprove flat earth. And that is exactly why there are so many people that are so passionate about sharing flat earth. And that's also why they've tried so hard to discredit flat earth and get people to not even consider the idea, because it's the missing link between most atheists and becoming Christian.
Most Christians in this world also believes or knows that we live on a globe. It sounds like she believes that all that things that we live on a globe is not Christians. Oh dear.
There's a common misconception that the pipeline goes regular Christian, super Christian, then flat earth, when the actual pipeline is atheist, flat earth, very, very Christian. It's like you skip the lukewarm phase, because biblical earth teaches you how much God is in your surroundings and how he created everything. It's such an important piece of the puzzle. Obviously, the messages and the story of Jesus's life and everything like that are the most important, but most people aren't even going to give that a chance without something like flat earth, a vehicle driving them to open their minds. This is for entertainment only, and these are strictly my opinions.
And there she confirms that she have no evidence for her statements.
Good morning, aloha from Florida. First, shout out to Kevin Bobick, Density Clothing Company. If you want some cool flat earth t-shirts, check him out. That's Kevin Bobick at Density Clothing Company. Now, two things about the sun that globe trolls are always regurgitating. The sun moves at 15 degrees an hour. That's a well-established scientific fact. No, it doesn't. It moves less than 15 degrees an hour during the summer solstice, and it moves more than 15 degrees an hour during the winter solstice. Check it out yourself if you want to. I don't have the equipment to do it.
So this poor man don't have the equipment to measure how fast the sun moves. Can somebody give him a clock and a compass?
See, the globe model is nothing more than a religion. So if you believe that is 93 million miles away in space, then the globe is your religion, and it puts the sun at the center of the universe, when we all know that that light isn't far away.
In reality, it's the other way around. Most of us knows that you are wrong.
And that light is going around us. We can't prove that we're spinning, there's no scientific evidence to support that fact, but we believe it anyway.
And you're wrong. We can observe that it's rotating and it's scientifically proven. The problem for you is that you're a science-denying fool.
But observations of nature tell you that that is a local light Things like crepuscular rays tell us that it's not far away. There's no way it can be 93 million miles away and affect the Earth in the way that it does. It's all impossible. So if you do believe in the heliocentric religion, all you're really doing is worshipping the god Baal.
And he's wrong again. It means that I'm not a science-denying fool.
That's why they've made it into a ball and put the sun at the centre. So all I'm saying is this: why do you believe what you believe? Did you come up with that notion on your own? Did you decide for yourself how far away the sun was? Did you measure it for yourself? All this information that's coming from Neil deGrasse Tyson, Brenda Cox and his mates, what if they're not being authentic? What if they are there just to take us away from the truth and deceive us from what's really going on and detach us from the creator of this whole thing? Is it not possible? Yeah, it sounds far-fetched, but is it not possible that you've been lied to your whole life?
And this comes from a person that believes that the Bible is a science book and denies all science. Have he never reacted to the fact that there are no scientific evidence for the flat Earth?
So I lost 10.
The moon. He don't understand why the sky is blue. It's because sunlight goes through the atmosphere.
Operation Highjump. Operation Highjump was a 1946-47 expedition to Antarctica that involved the following events. Check that out. It involved 13 ships. 13 ships? Think about that. 13 naval ships. 25 aircraft. 4,700 men. What did y'all need 13 ships, 25 aircraft, and 4,700 men for? Operation Look. Establish a functional base at Little America, quote unquote. And for weather stations. Why would you need weather stations where it's freezing cold? For what? Operation for mapping. If there's nothing there, what are you mapping?
Why they want to have weather stations on Antarctica? It's nothing strange about that. They want to have as many measuring stations as possible around the world. Perhaps this is news for him, but weather systems travel all over the world. So for prognosis, it's great if you have information from many places all over the world. And regarding mapping, that's so stupid. It was a continent that haven't been explored, and people have always wanted to explore new places on our Earth.
If you've never been to outer space, how can you tell me that anything that we see in outer space is actually real?
So if you haven't been to Sweden, I don't exist.
I'm talking about all the spacewalks, all the space flights, all the drones going to Mars. How do we know that any of this is real, when everything we've been given has been animated so far?
So all that you haven't seen yourself is fake, animated, and so on.
Do you see where my suspicion can come from?
Yes, it comes from stupidity and that you believe conman on internet.
Now you could say, hey Cameron, well, what about flat Earth? How do you have proof that the Earth is flat if you've never been to space?
You don't need to go to space to prove if the world is flat or a globe.
Well, all you have to do is go and measure some water.
Okay, can we see when you measure the water to prove the flat Earth? Of course not. Flat earthers never do any observations that proves their silly fantasies.
Because water never curves. No matter what you do to water, it never curves. Which only proves that the Earth is actually a globe. Because gravity is magically forcing your perception to see curvature, even though there's no curvature actually there.
What did he say? I think I have to listen to that one once more.
Because gravity is magically forcing your perception to see curvature, even though there's no curvature actually there.
What a stupid argument. Oh dear.
Huge link between the globe and atheism, because if you pay attention to the globalist, what they're pushing is that there is no creator, there was no Jesus Christ. And I'm always discussing with globe believers. 90% of them don't believe the father of lies is real. They don't believe Jesus is real. They don't believe a creator. So the greatest lie ever told by the father of lies is convincing people that he does not exist. Saying that, just imagine, if we lived by truth, we knew that the earth was flat, we could go test it, the firmament, the waters above, who then can there be to deny that there is a creator? There wouldn't.
In reality, most Christians in this world don't believe in flat earth.
People that are the wrongest are always the loudest in my comment sections. No disrespect, but classic science that's taught in schools and colleges teaches that hundreds of thousands of years ago, the oxygen molecules in the air were bigger. So we had like giant tarantulas on the beaches. They say that that's why dinosaurs existed. Basically, according to their indoctrination, the oxygen molecule made every animal and living being extremely large.
And of course, she's wrong. The oxygen level was less than half that we have today.
It came in the mail and y'all are opening it with me. Ooh. Smell it. Woo! Here we go.
And there we go, one more that have been fooled by the con man flatearthbanjo. That was all I had for you today. Here was some example of all the stupidity you can find on TikTok. I will be back soon. Have a nice day. Bye.